What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to another tutorial. Today I have an all-around fade to show you guys how to do. So my client just got a fresh retwist, and now it's time to get that cut. So we pinning his hair up right now to hold it out the way. So we want to start with the guideline. The guideline, we're gonna put it like we're gonna try to find a sweet spot. All right, you don't want the guideline too high or too low. So you want to find that sweet spot like right in the middle. And then when you go towards the back, you want to drop it below the occipital bone. And obviously you also want to take it around the head, just making sure everything's even and neat. For this tutorial, I am using my new clippers, the FX1s by Babyliss. For our next guideline, we're gonna start with the lever open, and we're gonna go up 1/2 inch. You can go up 1/2 inch or a whole inch with this guideline. It doesn't matter, everything's preference. Once we have that guideline in, we're gonna move on to our next guideline with the number 1 guard, and we're gonna go up a whole inch this time from that first guideline that we made. Now that we have both guidelines in there, as you can see, we created a middle line between those two guidelines. So to take out that middle line, we're gonna use a 0.5 guard, and we're gonna put the lever halfway, and we're just gonna flick at that line to soften it up. And as you're flicking, you're gonna see, you're gonna watch the line disappear. And as you're watching me work, after every stroke that I make on the hair, you'll see I'm constantly combing the hair back down because it gives me a better visual of what I can see. It helps the hair lay back down and everything's in order and everything's just not sticking up and out the way. So make sure you're incorporating that as you're cutting hair, because it does go a long way. It just makes the fade just a lot better when you do it that way. So my client likes to keep his fade dark, right? So to keep the fade dark but also debulk the top, I always go with the number 2 guard closed, and I just make that whole top bulk. I just use the number 2 to make it even, but it's gonna give me that dark shadow that we're looking for. Now that we have the top debulked and we have the bottom half of the fade already faded, you can clearly see that middle line right there, and that's the line that we're gonna attack. So we're gonna start with the 1.5 guard with the lever halfway, and we're just gonna constantly flick at that line, attack that line, just to soften it up and give it more of a lighter look, a lighter blend, so it gives it an illusion that it's going to the fade. Using the number 1 guard, we're gonna do the same thing that we did with the 1.5 guard. Put the lever halfway and flick at that line. This time we're just gonna move down towards that, like towards the bottom end of the faded line, so we can just soften it up. And you don't wanna go back into the area with the 1.5 guard. Just go a little bit lower than you were in that area just to soften that line up, and we're gonna watch that line disappear. right here, you see me going with the grain with the number 1 guard. That's essentially the same thing as going against the grain with the number 2 guard. This time going with the grain just gives me a more smoother transition, and it makes sure that I get all the hairs and everything just even. So now to finish off the fade, we're going to start with the lever halfway. And we're going to go up maybe like a 1/4 inch from that bottom guideline, right? We're going to flick at it. Make sure you're just flicking at the line. You don't want to dig too deep. So once you do that, now to take out the line completely, we're going to close the lever and we're going to go up just to flick at that line and watch that line disappear. I left this part long for you guys so you guys can see how I'm constantly opening halfway and closing the lever just to make sure I'm getting everything, all the lines. I don't want no lines in my fade. And also that just goes back to detail work as well. You see an area that needs a little bit more attention. Spend some time on that area, open the clipper or close or whatever you need to do. But this part is also you also can detail during this part.
That's my bad boy.
And to do the lineup, we're going to use the trimmers that came in the pack. We're going to use the FX Pros 1s. I did 0 gap them, so they're hitting a lot better than they came factory set. So just watch me do the lineup and just try to avoid a pushback if it's not necessary. And I did end up putting enhancements on him at the end. So everything will be included. Everything will be shown in this tutorial. So just enjoy this part and just really study and just watch how I'm doing what I'm doing. really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new to the channel or this is the first video that you've seen by me, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Also hit the thumbs up button so we can get our ratings up, so the video can spread across the world. And y'all just stay tuned for the next video, man. I hope you guys learn something and go out into the real world or on your next client and use something that you learned into this video. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one though.